Hi, everyone joining. Yay, we already have people jumping in. Okay, awesome. I was wondering if everyone's name was going to pop up as Nora Lynch again today, but I see that it's not, which is amazing. Thanks for being here. I hope you're feeling good after day one and excited for day two. Yesterday was actually more of an overview. So today we're going to get really into a lot of the different practices that I talked about yesterday. We're going to hit breath work. We're going to hit meditation today. Specifically, we'll do a visualization, and then we'll also be doing a journaling. Let me know in the chat. So a little bit about the chat. If you switch to from all panelists to all panelists and attendees, then everyone can see what you're saying. If you just do all panelists, then only I can see what you're saying. But I would love to hear if you guys picked out your outfits, what you chose, how you feel about it, if you did the practice today. Where's my phone? I can show you while I have people jumping on right now what mine is. Mine's like an orange jumpsuit, which I don't normally wear, but that's why I picked it, because it's different for me and it symbolizes something else. So I sent it to my sister yesterday, but that's mine. If you can see it, I have like the light beam on the other side. I'm showing for everyone. I see I just had some more people hop on. I'm showing the outfit that I picked for my myself that I was stepping into today. So I had a lot of fun with that exercise. I also used rose oil. This is like my favorite one. It's from a store that is by me. It's a local store in Encinitas, but anywho, I'm gonna get started in just a minute. We have some new people joining on that even weren't here yesterday. So I'm actually gonna pull a card for today. I don't know why, I just thought it would be really fun. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna start with breath work today, because I always recommend putting breath work before the meditation, because it allows, if you watched yesterday, then you know that it allows your meditations to become a lot deeper. And then we'll go into the journaling, and I usually do it in that order. Good question. It's called Earth's Elements is what it is. Yeah, Earth's Elements. It's on the 101, kind of by, where is it by? It's by like Eve's Encinitas and like Beer Garden, over in that area. Yes, it's amazing. So it's like it's a spiritual store altogether. But they have cards like these. They have oils. I actually got this too. I got my sage from there because I love how it has the flowers in it. So highly recommend it. And everyone that's on, say hi in the chat. Let me know how you guys are feeling today. Maybe give me one word that you're feeling today. All right. Perfect. All right, I'm excited, love it. And then just FYI, if you guys change, when you go in the chat box, if you change from all panelists to all panelists and attendees, then everyone can see it. So we have an excited, we have a tired. Don't worry, we'll change that. More and more people hopping on. All right, I'm gonna do a quick card pull, and then we're gonna get started with some of the breath work. Dropping cards here. Did anyone pick out their future self outfit? Happy Wednesday. I feel ready. Needed this today. Perfect. Oh my God, it is Wednesday. I was thinking it's Tuesday. I think I'm a day behind. I don't know why. I'm consulting for my company right now, 2 days a week, old company right now, 2 days a week. And it just always throws my days off. I feel like I never know what day it is. Okay, I got the card. This one popped out. Ooh, I've never pulled this one, so I'm interested. It says truth. So I'll read the message behind it. And it was so hard choosing the outfit. I had my girls do it too. Oh my God, I love that. I love when people are able to teach their kids this stuff. I also have someone that comes to my workshops all the time, and she's a teacher, and sometimes she'll like send me pictures of she does meditations with her kids and stuff like that, or maybe she'll teach them some of the stuff that we went over in the workshop, and it warms my heart so much. So the card says, and trust that this is for you. You showed up to the live, so I definitely always set the intention that when I do this type of thing, it's to support the people's energy that are on the call, and of course watching the recording too. But it says, you may find yourself facing a situation in which it is difficult to determine the real truth of the matter or the best way to move forward. Instead of relying on your rational mind to work it out logically, try going within. Sit quietly in meditation, even if it's only for a few minutes a day, and you'll see the answer to this puzzle revealed, perhaps when you least expect it. And then the mantra is, I look within to find my truth. I listen to the divine force that comes from my inner self. I am in harmony with myself, and I welcome the love from God, the power that will guide me towards my fullest shining radiance. All about listening to your intuition and to yourself. So if that resonates with you, let me know. But to me, what came up with that is just like getting out of the head and back into the heart as much as you can. And that's one thing that it's easy to be in our head all day long. It's really easy to be in logic all day long. And it's really easy to just try to like calculate and rationalize things and really hold tight to not only the outcome, but like the how of things. So if you find that like you're in the middle of something and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, I'm feeling like a little bit of indecisiveness. How I always think of indecisiveness is kind of like a disconnect between your head and your heart, or your head and your body, in what your head's telling you to do and what your heart's telling you to do. So just taking time, which obviously we're going to do today, is always super important, because during meditation, during breath work, during journaling, that's when you're actually creating the space and the stillness to go within yourself, because otherwise we're so busy during the day and it's really hard. So this is just a way to create that stillness for you. Alrighty. So I'm actually going to start you guys out with a quick breathing exercise today, and it's going to be basically how to properly breathe. And I absolutely love this exercise. I come back to it quite a bit. So no matter where you are in your breathwork journey, it's still helpful and it's still relevant to come back to. So let me know in the chat if anyone has ever done breathwork. Also, I should say, if you don't want to participate in the chat today and you're just like, I'm laying back and receiving, that's perfectly fine too. But breathwork. So I like to teach how to properly breathe. So if you watched yesterday, it's important to know, because a lot of us, myself included, are only breathe in our upper cavity in our chest area. And how I like to think about the lungs is like almost like 3 sections, and with your breathing, and that's the belly, the rib cage, and the chest. So the proper way to breathe is actually starting in the belly, moving up through the rib cage, and then through the chest area. And a really helpful visual that I always use is, if you were to watch a dog or a baby sleeping, you would see like their stomach rising and falling with the breath. And that's exactly how we should look in our adult life too. And you'll have people that are only breathing in their bellies, which is a little bit more rare. But why this matters is for a ton of reasons. But one of them that always sticks out to me is when we're only breathing in our chest area. As I mentioned yesterday, we're actually sending a signal to our subconscious that says like, hey, I'm in danger. And as a response, sometimes you'll feel like maybe you're tense during the day, maybe you're holding your breath, maybe you're feeling really enclosed, maybe you're feeling like a little bit controlling or stressed or anxious or whatever it may show up as. But a lot of that is simply a result of the way that we're breathing. So if we're only breathing in our chest and we're tricking our subconscious into thinking that we're in danger and that we need to go into fight, flight, or freeze mode, then we can also use the breath to bring our emotions back down and to become into a relaxed state and to be open, and you feel your jaw soften and you're more, you feel like you show up with more confidence and calmness and ease. And we do that by taking these full body breaths. So for this exercise, before I get into the actual breathwork technique, I want you guys just to start out by placing a palm over your chest and over your stomach. You can close your eyes or keep your eyes open. I find that when I close my eyes, it allows me to tune in a little bit better. but I'm going to take you through a short exercise right now. And I want you to start by just observing your natural breath. And with this exercise, I recommend doing just nostril breathing. So inhaling in through the nose. And the same I talked about the upper cavity. This is actually going to be similar if you find yourself holding your breath. So maybe you're already feeling something right now. And I want you to start out by just, you can keep your hand placement the same and focus on just breathing in your chest area just to see how it feels. So with that, the best way to do this is really to try to keep your rib cage and your tummy area still so you don't feel the rising and the falling. And we'll just take 20 to 30 seconds here just to breathe in and out through the chest. And I want you just to notice how it feels in your body and also how it feels in like your mind, every sensation that comes up with this. And you can open your eyes. How did that one feel for you? I'd love to hear. For me, what it feels like when I'm only breathing in my chest is like lack of air for sure, but then also like very tense, anxious. That's a perfect, someone just said, I felt anxious. I always feel the same. Like I almost feel like, yes, very stressed and anxious and like contractive is the way I feel when I do that. Anyone else? I felt like I couldn't get enough air. Yep, anxious for sure. I found my other body parts tensing up when breathing in the chest. Love that. I totally feel the same. It's like everything, and that's why, thank you for sharing that. That's why by the way we breathe, our entire body does tense up. So imagine how much we go throughout our day when we receive like an email or something like that that makes us feel like, or something that happens at work or in our relationship. When your whole body feels that way and the way it makes your brain feel anxious and stressed and all of that, that's why breath work so, so powerful. Um, Awesome. And I shared this yesterday, but in case you weren't on yesterday, it's really interesting because your subconscious doesn't know the difference between when you're in danger from something like getting an email at work that makes you feel that way, or when you're literally like in danger being chased by a tiger or a wild animal. So your subconscious treats it the same, just as your subconscious treats visualization the same as if something was actually happening. So now we're going to move that breath down. I want you to place your palms on your rib cage. This one's going to be a little bit harder, but I want you to only focus on breathing in through your rib cage for same time, just about 20 seconds. So trying to keep your chest still and trying to keep your tummy still and seeing how that feels. So when you guys are ready, you can close your eyes and go ahead and do that. And you can open your eyes. Let me know how that one felt for you. It's going to be a little bit harder with that one. So most of us, I don't want to say most of us and generalize it all, but you'll find that in the general population, majority of people are chest breathers. The second would be belly breathers, definitely exist too. And then the rib cage would be less in the amount of people that are doing that, but not to say that that can't happen. So for me, it felt the exact same. Let me know if you had a different experience, but I'm assuming that you kind of felt the same. It might have felt a little bit better than the chest, but now let's try the belly. So you can put both hands on your belly, and now I want you to focus on keeping your chest completely still, your rib cage still, and just focusing on taking the breath in and out of the belly. So you should almost feel your belly expanding and then releasing with every single breath. So you can close your eyes and get started with that. And you can open your eyes. So that one feels a lot better for me. Not all the way there, and we'll get there in just a second, but let me know how that felt. I'm assuming that most of you felt a lot better when you were starting in your belly. And that's why it is so, so important, because every time you start the breath in your belly and allow it to travel up through you, you activate your parasympathetic response in that part of your nervous system that says, stay and play, or like relax, essentially, like relax and digest. I can't remember the exact terminology, but you're basically sending a signal to your brain that says like, I'm good, I'm safe. So every time that you start it in the belly, it's hard to connect, practice needed for sure. Yep, this is, so breath work can be really challenging at first. I do want to make that clear, and it's not going to come overnight, but that's why all the benefits are, the more you practice it, the more consistent you are, the more things start to change. So I can tell you that when I started with breath work, I was like, I can barely breathe. Like I couldn't even like inhale for 5 seconds. I'm not kidding. And I couldn't exhale for 5 seconds. When I was doing my certification for this, my teacher would be like, okay, inhale for 5, hold at the top, and we're going to do this. Exhale for 5. And I couldn't do it for 5 seconds. Like I really thought I was going to die if I did. But now I can do it no problem. So it just goes to show, and this is another benefit that we talked about yesterday, but is really increasing your lung capacity, which is huge for your health, even in the long term. Like imagine if you're only using 1/3 of your lungs, because it's all about training your body to actually use it. So it doesn't happen overnight. Thank you for sharing that. And I do want to make that reminder, but that's why breath work is much like meditation, and that the more consistent you are with it, the more you start to see all of the amazing benefits. All right, ready for some full body breaths. So now I want you to go back to placing your hand over your belly and over your chest, and we're going to take those full body breaths. So starting in the belly, moving up through the rib cage and then through the chest. And we can begin. We'll just do this for about 20 seconds. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Last one. Beautiful. All right, now I want to hear how that one felt, because I'm sure that everyone's like, whew, I can finally breathe again. I feel so relaxed. And that was only doing this stuff for 20 seconds. So imagine if you were actually breathing one of those ways your entire day, and how different your emotions would feel, how different your thoughts would be, things like that that we don't always think about. But it's a really quick trick. And with breath work a lot, not this specific practice that I'm teaching you, but I have done practices where like, you know, there's so much different breath work practices with different benefits. Say I'm going to teach you one that is going to allow you to be like more relaxed and activate that response within you. It's most studied for that. But I have done stuff that like, for I used to hate public speaking, and for work I used to get like so scared to present at board meetings, and I started doing breath work before, a different type, but still breath work. And it like literally took every shake out of my voice. It's just crazy the things that it can do. So within my monthly membership, I have 8 different breathwork techniques that all have different benefits. So like Some are like a morning cup of coffee, others relax you, some like make you feel really powerful and confident, some are going to put you to bed. So it just depends. So I'm going to teach you equal ratio breathing today. If you've done any of my workshops, then I may have taught you this one before. I love this picture too with the lawns and the flowers. It's beautiful. But equal ratio breathing. So this is the most I don't know what I'm saying. This is the most studied form of breath work by far when it comes to activating the parasympathetic response within you, which is just that relaxation mode in your nervous system. So just telling your body, I am safe. And this one's really amazing for the general population. There's no precautions with it necessarily, like some of the other more advanced techniques. And it's something that's a little bit easier to learn too. So this is something that I always start with. I even start with it before I do other breathwork techniques. Equal ratio breathing is part of my day every single day because it's a way to wake up every single part of your lungs to get you back into actually using the full capacity before jumping into your day and like allowing you to feel relaxed before you jump into anything else. So that's why it's so amazing. Did I say all of this? Yeah, it sends that safe signal, and it does that by elongating or engaging all of the lobes and then elongating the breath. So exactly what we talked about, but taking those slow, long, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And with only 5 minutes, these are some of the benefits of this one specifically that I'm going to show you, but 5 minutes alone can decrease your stress levels, boost your immune system, improve your digestion. That's why like gut health is so connected to your mind. And then also create greater presence and awareness in your life and enhance sleep. So many benefits here just by doing this for 5 minutes, which is amazing. So to do this one, it's going to be kind of like we just practiced, but we're going to use breath retentions through this. And how this works is that you will inhale for 5 counts, and I'll be counting for you the entire time. You'll hold at the top of your breath for 5 counts. You'll exhale for 5 counts, and then you'll hold at the bottom of your breath for 5 counts. So what that looks like is inhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, taking slow inhales. When you are inhaling, you're holding at the top. All air stays within your body while I count for 5. And then you exhale for 5. All air is out, you hold for 5. Is this like box breathing? Yeah, that's another term for it actually. I think that that's another commonly used term, box breathing. And I think it's called box breathing. And well, it's called equal ratio because you're doing the same counts for the inhale, holding at the top, the exhale, and then holding at the bottom. And I think the reason why some people call it box breathing is for the same reason, because it's like equal, the sides of a box are equal length. At least that's what I've always assumed. But yes, it's box breathing. So let me know are there any questions on that? So how I'll cue this is we'll do one cleansing breath, inhaling, and then open mouth exhale, and then I'll cue you. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold at the top for 5. You're holding your breath for 4, 3, 2, exhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then you're holding at the bottom again. Any questions on that before we get started? So you're utilizing full body breaths. The only difference from our breathing exercise is that you're trying to inhale for 5. You're holding with all of the breath in your body for 5. You're exhaling for 5, and then you're holding at the bottom of the breath with no air inside of you for 5. Cool. And then I'm going to take you straight into the meditation from here, which you'll probably find is going to be a little bit deeper this time. Okay, so if there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the breathwork sequence and the meditation today. So let's see. So you guys can go ahead and close your eyes, getting relaxed in the space that you're in. Always love to bring up the intention of presence. knowing how worthy you are of your own undivided attention to nurture you, your beautiful soul, just during this hour together. And that by dedicating time to you, you actually allow yourself to be more productive during your day. A lot more happy, more at ease, feeling more peace. Starting with a deep inhale in, open mouth, exhale, cleansing breath. And you can start with equal ratio breathing by breathing in for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold at the top of the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhaling slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2. Holding at the bottom for 3, 2. Inhaling again for 5, 4, 3, 2. Holding at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhaling for 5. Holding at the bottom for 5. Inhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2. Holding at the top of the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhaling slowly for 5. Holding at the bottom for 5. Inhaling for 5. Holding at the top, filling up on all of the air. Exhaling for 5. Holding at the bottom, feeling all of the space that you've just created. Final round, inhaling for 5. Holding at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhaling for 5. Hold at the bottom for 5, 4, 3, 2. Deep inhale in. Exhaling to release. Allowing your body to return to its natural breathing pattern in this moment. Allowing yourself to become even more relaxed in your body, more present in your body with every single breath. With every exhale, feeling your jaw start to soften, your shoulders relaxing down, creating even more space within your body. Space to cultivate a new energy. And with any distraction that comes from the external, whether it be a sound, whether you have thoughts come up, you can always choose to go back to your breath and return to your inner world. Oftentimes in meditation, it can be super distracting hearing noises, but as always with anything else in life, when there's chaos on the outside, it always gives us an opportunity to go deeper on the inside, deeper into our inner journey, deeper into our inner path. Start to visualize yourself in front of a peaceful lake or pond. Feeling the stillness, the ease from being there out in nature. Becoming so still that you can feel the sun upon your skin and a soft breeze within your hair. Starting to see yourself toss a pebble into this pond or lake. And as you toss it in, you start to see all of the ripples moving throughout the water. In this moment, becoming a little bit slower and eventually dissolving back into stillness. Just as the thoughts come up, distractions come up in life, challenges come up in life, always temporary, just as these ripples are. Starting to see challenges fall away just in this moment. Any inner dialogue that's no longer serving you melt away. Back into stillness, back into nothingness. Start to visualize a light beam in the center of your eyes, placed upon your third eye. Noticing what color this light is. Shining outwardly from you, almost as if it were a laser beam. And this light beam is going to start to direct you to be able to cross over and witness the highest timeline available for your life, knowing that multiple timelines exist and there's future yous out there, and your ability to jump timelines and to consciously place yourself in another timeline all comes down to your embodiment. The way you feel, the way you show up in life, the energy that you bring into situations, the actions that you take, the amount of love that you give yourself, taking a deep breath into that. And release. Starting to see that light beam direct you over a bridge right now, leading you to witness your highest life vision, that highest timeline. And as you begin to cross over the bridge, you start to be able to witness what exactly that looks like. Seeing the future version of you in this life with the opportunity to talk to him or her. Maybe this future you is in the outfit that you've been putting on since yesterday. Starting to approach this person and automatically feeling their energy, their frequency, their aura, every bit of their essence. What does it feel like? Asking your future self about their core values, the values that drive them in life. What are their top 5? Maybe it's spirituality, maybe it's family, maybe it's flexibility, maybe it's financial freedom, maybe it's fun, growth, tuning in right now. Noticing the words that rise. Starting to ask your future self about their life purpose. What makes them feel full of passion, lit up, so incredibly joyful. Knowing that this life passion doesn't necessarily have to be a specific job or anything like that. It could just be the things that light you up, which can take so many different forms throughout your life. tuning into what gets you excited, what makes you feel in purpose, what makes you feel at home. Taking a moment here to listen, being shown to have you place your hand over your heart as you listen to this one. I'm dreaming big for this, knowing that anything is possible. And as this is the highest timeline of your life, you're free to dream even bigger right now. Asking your future self, is there anything that you need to know right now to get from where you are to where you want to be? What would be most helpful for you? Could be anything from extending more love and compassion to yourself, to taking time off, to taking more bold action. What is going to get you from where you are now to where this person is, this self is? Keep hearing courage for someone. And strength. Starting to ask your future self how they nurture themselves daily. How do they foster where they are right now? How do they cultivate their energy, nurture their energy? What do their mornings look like? What are they doing for themselves every day? Asking if there is one word, a word or a phrase that they can leave you with, that you can come back to every day to remind yourself all that you're capable of, all that you're worthy of, how limitless you really are. Knowing that your future self, your higher self that's in your presence right now is already a part of you. It's not always a matter of growing into this person and becoming better. It's all just a remembrance. It's a soul remembrance. It's just remembering your potential, why you're on earth, all that you're capable of, how much joy, abundance, peace is available to you, and how much of a co-creator you are of your destiny. Taking a deep breath into that and release. Starting to thank your future self, your higher self, for this beautiful conversation. Maybe out loud saying thank you, or to yourself, making the promise just to listen more and to act more from this guidance that we're receiving. And as you start to make your way back, being guided by that beautiful light beam that is now expanding even further, even brighter, crossing back over that bridge, you return to present moment, this present reality, making it a choice, deciding that you're already that person. It's already yours. Everything that was just said is already within you. Taking a deep breath in And releasing again. Starting to visualize yourself grounded into the earth. Feeling your skin touch upon the surface that you're on. Feeling how supported you are. Allowing the breath to become even deeper. Starting to wake you up back to the present moment. Maybe starting to make any movements in your body that feel good. And when you're ready, you can slowly, slowly, slowly come back to this moment. Let me know how that was for you guys. I'm going to give you an opportunity to journal on some of this from the meditation and some of the things that you got during it. But I would love to hear how that felt for you, how you're feeling right now, especially even first how you were feeling before, how your breath work played a role in how you felt during your meditation too. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share the journal questions, and I'll give you some, let's see. Thank you for sharing. Let's see. Starting to get some chats. I was like, people still in the meditation or are they coming out? Okay, I felt tired and anxious. Now I am relaxed and refreshed. It also helped with my headache. Yes, I believe that. I actually get headaches a lot. Basically, I only get headaches when if I'm super stressed out. That's been always my experience, but that's interesting. And this just goes to show that it can help you on a physical level in so many ways. Just as we talked about yesterday, breath work, meditation, all of it has so many physical benefits as well. The future self part was awesome. Loved it. Amazing. I am so happy to hear that. And yeah, we'll have an opportunity. I'm going to actually share some of the questions that I asked you guys. So present, and then we'll finish up. You'll also have this within the portal too. So if you want to spend more time on these questions the next few days, you're free to do so. But you can write down, just use these questions kind of to jot down while it's fresh in your mind some of the things that you got during your meditation. So your core values in life. I would love to hear any that came up for you. The examples that I gave are actually all of mine. That's why I put them. So those are my answers. But if there were any that really stuck out to you, I would love to hear about that. Let me grab my notebook too. I love the word flexibility. That one's always a huge one for me. Oops. Also feeling a lot of presence in relationships. I wonder if that was one for people. But just being able to spend quality time with the people that you love. And then having inner peace. Love that. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And then number 2, so what is your life's purpose? What makes you feel full of passion, lit up, and in love? So I do want to talk about, I kind of touched on this in the meditation, but authenticity, future travel plans with family, and confidence. Hell yeah. Yes to all of those things. I already see that for you. Amazing. Flexibility. Love that. Definitely Focused, yeah, carefree. Focus, yes. Beautiful. Yeah, and it's possible, right? Like we can be so focused but also be in a state of ease. So we can be focused on our goals, but it doesn't always have to be perfectionist mode, and it doesn't always have to be hard, and it doesn't always have to be a struggle. So I think that that's where you were saying carefree. Like you can be focused and you could be a badass, and it doesn't have to be like super hard. It can still be easy. That's always just dipping back into the feminine. Um, and there's actually a breathwork practice for that too, exactly to make you feel more in your feminine, which to me is more of like the ease and the flow, the nurturing, the flexibility, the love, all of that. What is your life's purpose? What makes you feel full of passion, lit up, and in love? So with this one, I want to say it doesn't necessarily have to be like your career or like something like that. I think that sometimes when we hear this question, it is something that's very overwhelming. And for me, it's always like, what do I love doing? Like for me, I've always been drawn to helping people, to leading people, to things like that. So I could have a million different jobs, and I could be a mom one day and, just help people. Like that's of me being in my life's purpose. But the way that that manifests and takes form can be in multiple, multiple ways. And that's why so often people's path like shifts throughout their life, and behind it all, what's part of like their dharma, if you will, is their purpose, what makes them feel in purpose. So just always tuning into like what makes me feel full of passion, lit up, and in love. And then and obviously feel free to share on this one too. You'll get these and be able to journal on them even more. And then I always love asking this question because I think that morning routines and daily routines are so incredibly important. And I'm sure that you guys have been experiencing this with the challenge, and just whatever works for you, every person's different. So you don't have to do meditation for 20 minutes a day like I do. You don't have to journal every single day, right? Like these are all different things, but I think it's really important to become empowered to create what works for us. So some days if you're like, I just want to like put on some music and light a candle and write my journal, perfect. If other days you're just like, I'm going to do some breath work and go for a walk and just get some stillness and fresh air, amazing. So like just really being empowered to be the creator of like what you are feeling called and desired to do. And then and I would love to hear any like fun morning routine things. One of my best friends does like coffee and a face mask, and that's her thing. It makes her feel good. So know that it doesn't have to be like, sometimes I think that we create this dread around things because it feels like another to do thing on our list. But the importance of a morning practice and a morning routine is making you feel good the moment you open your eyes, the moment you start to give your energy away, the moment that you start to pick up on other people's energy, and just always nurturing yourself first and foremost right when you start the day. Did anyone get any interesting things? Moving to the next question. What do you need to know to get you from where you are to where you desire to be? What would be most helpful? And we'll finish up in just a few minutes. I know that we're getting close to the end of the hour, but you'll have all of these to journal on. This is the type of questions too that in my monthly membership, this is exactly what the journaling section looks like, except it's live. So you have me like asking you the questions, talking you through it, but there's tons of different themes, but this is a pretty good example of like something that you would find in there. So if you want to carve out time in the morning to write and to explore these answers, you just have something that you can like pull up and go to, obviously. Okay, I'll share my number 4. Mine will always be like confidence and like bold action. Self-love. I think everything comes back to that, even on a deeper level, because I think we can always expand even more. Self-love for sure, and less doubt of what I'm capable of. Yes. Kristen, you are powerful. And also what I just got, not from you necessarily, but just in general, when I close my eyes, is just being the owner of our own life, not caring what other people think, not having that drive our action, how powerful that can be just from simply making tweaks in our life. Maybe even using your throat chakra, being super, super confident and clear in your communication, super loving in your communication, really opening up this area of you. Letting go of having a set routine and schedule because it causes me to feel out of control when my kids decide that it's not working for them. Self-compassion and flexibility. Yes, I absolutely love that. And just always trusting that things are playing out the way that they're designed to for a special purpose and that there's a gift. And so maybe when your kids are deciding that they don't want to go with your schedule, trusting that it's a gift somehow. It's an opportunity for you to move more into that flexibility that you desire, because if you were never presented challenges in your life when it comes to flexibility, then how would you become a flexible person? So kind of starting to view it like that, of that, you know, if you're someone that's super like into their routine and their schedule and you find that shit's hitting the fan and you're like, what the hell is going on? It's always presenting you with something to overcome. It's like, okay, you want to be flexible, you want to feel ease, then you're going to have experiences in your life that aren't going to be easy peasy for you to practice that. But that's where the gift is, because that's where you get to overcome it. And that's where you become that flexible person full of self-compassion. So thank you for sharing that. I love that. It's a good one. What is one thing, actually, I kind of want, this is a meaty one. So this is going to be part of your homework. Is just to start to think about what is one thing that you'd be doing if you knew that you would 100% succeed. What would be required of you to do that? Like, what are some of the things that you need to believe, take on, some of the identities that you need to adapt in order to have that thing? And is there anything that you're holding on to now that's not supporting you with this? I love this second question. Is there anything that you're doing right now that this version of you, the version of you that you connected to in the meditation, would not be doing? Whew. Every time I ask myself that question, it just hits home. Like when you connect to that future self, is there anything that you're doing right now today? And this is also, it's from a place of curiosity and awareness, not from being hard on ourselves, because you can't shift your life from being hard on yourself. You just can't. You're not going to be happy that way. So you have to shift you have to make changes from a place of love. You have to see some of this from a place of love and from a place of awareness. So anything that you're doing right now that you in the meditation would not be doing. Maybe it's skipping your meditations. Maybe it is not taking a deep breath before you react. Maybe it is not taking time for yourself when you're exhausted. Whatever that may be, start to tune into that. So that is going to be the big question that I challenge you to journal on today or tomorrow as part of your homework, your soul work. And then what is one word that is important for you to remember when you're feeling down or need to support to keep you going towards your goals? Let's end this with that word today. I would love to hear some special words in this. Mine is resilience. And then as you guys are dropping those in the chat, what I would love for you to do just after today, I know that I gave you like your future self alignment with the outfit, but really is to explore question 5, which will be in my website. So if you log in with your email and your password that you sent when you signed up for this, then you'll be able to go to my library and you'll have these recordings and you'll have this PowerPoint deck, if you will. So you can journal on these questions, but your soul work for today is to dive into number 5 question on here, and then also to become super aware of your breath. So throughout the day, I want you to notice how you're breathing. If you feel yourself catching your breath, holding your breath, in really trying to use your breath. So today, if you feel stressed out or anxious or feeling like you want to control things or upset, I want you to really try to use the breathing technique for 5 minutes, even for a few minutes, and try to like understand how your breath changes based on how you're feeling, and also use your breath to bring you back down. So I'll include that. I'll make sure to add that into this into the portal. Into the portal, it's going to say homework or soul work or whatever, and it's going to be to explore question number 5 and then to stalk your breath essentially. All right, the words that we are ending with is love. Always come back to love. Amazing, yes. Acceptance, capable. Ooh, we have another capable. Amazing. Yes, you guys are all freaking so capable. I already know it. Okay, thank you for being here on the live. I absolutely adored your words. Thank you for your participation. Loved having you here. As always, let me know how you liked this. Let me know if you had any aha moments, how you're feeling today. I would love to hear from you during this challenge. It honestly makes my entire day when I hear like how you liked certain things. As always, let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys tomorrow, and I will go ahead and also send out that link tomorrow morning. I am giving an opportunity for some free coaching essentially tomorrow. I'm going to be running through a practice that's a little bit more meatier, but if you submit something that you desire or a dream that you have that you're working on manifesting or whatever that is, I will anonymously, of course, share it, but I just use it in my example because I'm going to be using a couple different examples for this exercise anyways that I'm doing tomorrow. So if you like wanted help with whatever you're working through, I'm happy to take one of your examples from your life. I am enough left today. Thank you so much, Nora. So moving. Yay. I'm so happy. You guys are all so welcome. Love you. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.